"I'm dating someone else," my wife said before the party. The words hit me like a fist to the chest, stealing my breath as I stood in our dimly lit kitchen, the hum of the refrigerator the only sound louder than my heartbeat. Sarah's voice, usually soft and melodic, carried a jagged edge, her confession slicing through the air. "I'm dating someone else," she said, her eyes darting to the floor, avoiding mine. The wine glass in my hand trembled, the crimson liquid sloshing against the rim, threatening to spill. I wanted to scream, to demand answers, but my throat tightened, trapping the words inside. Instead, I stared at her, my wife of 7 years, the woman who'd promised me forever, and saw a stranger. The evening had started innocently enough, the kind of quiet Saturday that felt like a pause in our hectic lives. Sarah had been fidgeting all day, her fingers twisting the hem of her sweater, her laughter too sharp, too forced. I'd chalked it up to stress, her new promotion, the endless emails, the late nights at the office. But now, standing in the glow of the pendant light, her confession hung between us, heavy and suffocating, like smoke from a fire I hadn't seen burning. "Why?" The word clawed its way out, raw and unsteady. My voice sounded foreign, like it belonged to someone else. Sarah's lips parted, but no sound came. Her hazel eyes, usually warm, were clouded with something I couldn't name. Guilt, maybe, or defiance. "It's not about you, Daniel," she finally said, her voice barely above a whisper. "It's complicated." Complicated. The word felt like a slap, a flimsy excuse for shattering our life. I wanted to grab her, shake her, make her explain, but my feet were rooted to the tile floor, cold seeping through my socks. The invitation to the gala had arrived weeks ago, a glossy card promising an evening of champagne and networking at the city's art museum. Sarah had insisted we go, her enthusiasm bordering on manic. "It'll be good for us," she'd said, her smile not quite reaching her eyes. Now, I wondered if it was a stage for her to parade her new life, her new someone. "Are you bringing him?" I asked, my voice sharp enough to cut glass. Her head snapped up, eyes wide. "No. God, no, Daniel. It's not like that." But her hesitation, the way her fingers tightened around her phone, told a different story. I should have cancelled, stayed home, drowned my confusion in whiskey. But something stubborn, pride, maybe, or desperation, pushed me to go. If Sarah could move on, so could I. The idea sparked in my mind, reckless and hot, like a match struck in the dark. I called Elise, a co-worker who'd always lingered too long at my desk, her laughter too warm, her touches too deliberate. "Want to crash a fancy party?" I asked, my voice steadier than I felt. She agreed, her excitement crackling through the phone, oblivious to the storm brewing inside me. The museum's grand hall glittered under chandeliers, the air thick with perfume and ambition. Elise clung to my arm, her red dress hugging her curves, her laughter drawing curious glances. I scanned the crowd for Sarah, my heart pounding with a mix of dread and defiance. When I spotted her across the room, her black gown shimmering like liquid obsidian, my stomach twisted. She was alone, but her posture, shoulders squared, chin high, screamed confidence, not remorse. Then I saw him. A man in a tailored suit, his hand brushing her elbow, his smile too intimate, too familiar. My vision blurred, rage and heartbreak colliding in my chest. Elise's voice pulled me back. "You okay, Daniel? You look like you've seen a ghost." I forced a smile, my jaw aching. "Just need some air," I muttered, steering her toward the terrace. The night was crisp, the city skyline a jagged silhouette against the stars. I tried to focus on Elise's chatter, but my mind replayed Sarah's words, her evasion, the way she'd looked at that man. Was he the one? Had she lied about not bringing him? Doubt gnawed at me, sharp and relentless, but so did guilt. Elise's presence was my own rebellion, a betrayal born of hurt, and it felt wrong, like wearing someone else's skin. Back inside, the tension thickened. Sarah's eyes locked onto mine, then flicked to Elise. Her face changed, shock, then something darker, something possessive. She crossed the room, her heels clicking like a metronome counting down to an explosion. "Daniel, can we talk?" Her voice was tight, her smile a mask. Elise excused herself, sensing the storm, and I followed Sarah to a quiet corner, the hum of the crowd fading behind us. "What the hell is this?" she hissed, gesturing toward Elise's retreating figure. "You bring her here, after everything." The irony burned, and I laughed, a bitter, hollow sound. "You're dating someone else, Sarah. You don't get to be jealous." Her eyes flashed, and for a moment, I thought she'd slap me. Instead, she stepped closer, her breath warm against my cheek. "I lied," she whispered, her voice breaking. "There's no one else. I needed to know if you still cared." The world tilted. Her words were a lifeline and a blade, pulling me in and cutting deeper. "You lied." My voice cracked, anger and relief warring inside me. "Why would you do that?" Tears welled in her eyes, spilling over, smudging her mascara. "I felt you slipping away, Daniel. The late nights, the silence, the way you stopped looking at me. I thought, if I pushed you, you'd fight for us." I wanted to scream, to tell her she'd broken something irreparable. But her tears, her trembling hands, held me captive. She wasn't the villain I'd painted her as, but she wasn't innocent either. And neither was I. Elise's laughter echoed somewhere in the distance, a reminder of my own moral lapse. "You didn't trust me," I said, my voice low, heavy with the weight of realization. "And I didn't trust you." The gala swirled around us, oblivious to our unraveling. Sarah reached for my hand, but I stepped back, the space between us a chasm. "I need time," I said, the words tasting like ash. Her face crumpled, but she nodded, her shoulders sagging under the weight of her own choices. As I walked away, Elise's smile greeted me, bright and uncomplicated, but it felt like a lie. The truth was messier, a tangle of love and betrayal, trust and doubt, and I wasn't sure where to go from here. The night ended with me alone on the terrace, the city's lights blurring through unshed tears. Sarah's lie had shattered our trust, but my reaction, turning to Elise, had cracked something deeper. We were both guilty, both broken, and the path forward was a shadow I couldn't yet see.